What's up guys, Eric from BeatSonic. Today we have here a 2018 Lexus LC500. It's a really cool looking car. It's their flagship luxury sports vehicle. Cost a lot, but it has came down in price, especially the used ones. This gives a lot of opportunity for you guys to pick these up for a really good price. Car still looks good, it's still up to date, but the only thing it's missing is CarPlay Android Auto. So we are here today to show you that we have the solution for the CarPlay Android Auto for you. Plug and play installation. It does involve taking apart a lot of the interior panels and so forth, but once you're behind the radio and behind the screen, it is very easy to install. After all that, it's all just plug and play. It's got to route the cables, and now you have wireless CarPlay Android Auto. So let me go ahead and show you the process, how to remove all the panels, how to connect everything, and how to work the whole system out. So let's stop talking, let's go inside the car and get started. Alright guys, we are in here in this very beautiful interior, all blue, very cool. First thing you want to do is remove the shift knob right here. Just turn it counterclockwise, very easy. We like to start off with the easy stuff first. And next, we are going to remove this panel. Press this, slide it back so it gives you some room. And you can use a panel removal tool here and pry it out. Okay, just like that. And you'll see that there's two bolts there. They are Phillips screws and also 10mm. So we're going to use a 10mm socket and remove those two. And once we remove those two, we are going to remove this whole device out. Just grab this and pull up like so. And under here is going to be some connectors. Let's remove these two. Press down the release tab, pull out on the connector. Alright, don't pull on the wires, always pull on the connector. We'll leave this aside in a safe location. Next step, we are gonna remove this panel piece here. So let's put this out of the way, open this. Alright, just need to pry it out. When you're using these panel removal tools, I recommend using plastic ones because they will not damage your interior. There we go. There's more connectors behind here. Let's remove these two. Press down the release tab, pull out on the connector. Okay, next step, we are gonna remove these three 10mm bolts. We got one, we got another one here, and then also a third one right here. Okay. Be very careful, you don't drop them. Okay, and let's remove these two Phillips screws. We got one, and then we got another one here. And once again, be very careful you don't drop them. Pry it out. Just work your way. Use a panel removal tool to help. And while you're doing that, the back piece will come off, okay? That's normal. Let's leave this on the side. Okay, let's carefully remove this. These brackets are very sharp at the edges, so be very careful when you're handling these to not scratch or damage any part of the interior. Okay? Just take your time, very slow and careful. Like this. Alright, let's put this aside in a safe location. Alright, next we are going to be working on removing this big piece over here. There are two Phillips screwdrivers here. Okay, one on my pinky, one on my pointing finger. And there's two 10mm bolts. We got one here. And we got another one down there. That one's going to need an extension. Right there. Okay. And after we remove that, we are going to remove this panel, which is just being held by clips, and we're going to remove the 10mm bolt that's very deep inside there. All right, so let's remove the Phillips screw. Well, let's remove the Phillips screws first. Put it together with our other screws. They are the same length as the other Phillips screws that we removed earlier, so you can put them all together. The 10mm sizes are also going to be the same, so you can put it together as well. All right, so let's remove this panel. Okay, just grab a hold of it, pull on it, or you can also use a panel removal tool. There's a hole there, I'm going to remove the 10mm bolt. And this. All right, now this guy is ready to come out. To make some room, just take your time. Just take your time. It's a really big piece of interior that's going to come out, and be very careful with the brackets, just like the other side. Here we go. And if you have any phone holder or whatnot, let's just take it out, put it on the side. Okay, the next step is to remove this panel piece here, just being held by clips. Just pull it up and then pull it towards you. You can also use the panel removal tool to remove it as well. All right, guys, so we were able to remove all the clips to the side except this one over here. So if you guys are struggling to do this, let's go ahead and just remove the whole entire glove box here. So we're gonna remove the 10mm bolts inside here and inside up there. And then we're gonna remove some other bolts from the bottom side. So let me do that now. Let's start from the bottom here, actually. So let's remove this under panel. Just should be held by clips. There's a little release tab, just push down just to release, release, then release, and then pull it down. There we go. Press down on this connector. Let's remove this. Just assign the safe location. Next, let's remove the door stills here. So just place your hand in here and just pull up. And just work your way towards the front. Oh, it's not illuminated. Let's remove this. All right, let's remove this top piece right above it. Okay, while we're doing this, also want to remove this side piece here. Okay, just like that. All right, it could come off together if you like. You can remove this piece. Let's just separate them. All right, so that will expose some 10mm bolts that we are going to remove. And let's remove these 4 10mm bolts. We got 1, 2. And we also on the left side, we have one on the bottom. All right, these bolts are gonna be different than the other 10mm bolts, so keep this on the side. These have thicker washers on it, so it keeps a tighter grip. And then let's remove these 10mm bolts on the top part. You'll need to use an extension. And these bolts are also different too, okay? So make sure you put in the right bolts back in when it's time to reassemble your interior. All right, so let's first remove this airbag assembly. Okay, it's gonna come off. All right, here we go. I'm gonna just let it hang out here for a little bit, and this will expose 2 more 10mm bolts, bottom left and right. Okay, these are the standard 10mm bolts that you share with the radio parts and other interior parts. Okay, I think it's ready to come off. There we go. And let's remove some of the connectors behind this glove box. Okay, we have a few. It's important that you don't forget to reconnect everything, because if you don't, then you might get some error. Okay, so we got one here, it's the blue one. Always press down on the release tab and pull out. Okay, there's a release here. Pull up on this release and pull out. And then there is, I'll remove this gray one first. Press down on the release tab and then pull out. This is for your lights. Okay, and we have another one here. Let's remove this. Okay, move it around. And there's a clip here that's holding this in place. We'll see if we could push it out from the front. Okay, we can't push it out from the front. So you can use a flathead screwdriver and you can just push it out. You'll see the other side of this. Can't see in the camera, but you'll see it on the other side of this panel piece. And okay, there it is. All right, so to remove this, what we did was, there's a little clip there, stuck a little needle nose, pressed down on it to release the clip, and then we pried it out. Yeah. Okay, and before I set this aside, let me show you guys. Let's remove this piece. So it was this stubborn guy right here. That was what we're having difficult time with. And yeah, let me just try to remove it while it's here. All right, guys, so just know how these clips work. It clips in, there's a little ridge here that it's connected to. And then sometimes if you keep pulling on it, the surface will end up not becoming smooth, and it'll just become like more rigid. And if that happens, you'll get stuck, right? So if that happens, you may have to remove the glove box like I did. And then you're gonna have to remove the glove box anyway in the other steps anyhow. So removed it, you'll have to go back to the back and then push this upwards. We'll have to go towards the front, and you can just keep pushing it towards it just to make this lock right there flat. All right, so now that we got all this stuff out, we're gonna continue. Let's remove this 10mm bolt here. Okay, and then there's two more 10mm bolts that we need to remove the screen. One's gonna be there, and there's another one hidden behind here. Okay, so after we remove this 10mm bolt, we are going to move over to the driver's side and continue our work. So all right, let's go to the passenger side. All right, from the driver's side, let's start from the outside in. We're gonna start off by removing this door sill. Just place your hand in the inside and just pull out, just being held by clips. Okay, just work your way towards the front. All right. Okay, and we'll move this to the side. Next, let's remove this piece here. And after we remove this, we'll remove this. Okay, there it is. It's easier to start from the top and work your way down. Next, let's remove the under panel. Just pull your chair all the way back. We're gonna use a Phillips screwdriver to remove some Phillips screws. Okay. Push on the clips, just lower these, pull it out, remove the connector here. This is your footwell light. Press down the release tab, move, put this aside. Next, let's remove this bolt here. Okay, and if you look down here, there's another 10mm bolt that we need to remove right here. Okay, all right. There's a sound system in here too. Oh,
maybe that's...
Yeah. All right, next we got those out. Let's slowly start pulling this out. Okay, good. All right, so this is out. Let me drop this below. There's a lot of things attached to this. I'm just gonna leave this here, just let it hang. Just make sure we don't get it damaged.
with anything. Okay, next, let's remove this climate control. Just grab a hold of this and just pull it towards you. All right, and then back here, let's remove the connectors. Okay, and carefully, got another one down there. And let's carefully remove this clip. All right, and let's place this in a safe location. All right, so this will expose the 4 10mm bolts we need to remove. Those are 4 right there. Okay, and then the radio is out. Let me lay a really thick towel here just to protect your interior, and you can just let it sit right here for now. All right, so this exposes the 10mm there, so let's remove that. All right, okay, going on. Now we have to remove the 10mm that is hidden back there. In order to do that, we gotta remove this. In order to remove this, we gotta remove this. In order to remove this, we gotta remove this over here. Okay, continuing on, let's go ahead and remove this piece, the inside part of the cluster. Okay, let's go ahead and remove this. Let's pull it out like so. Okay. Oh, damn, I should have moved the steering wheel down a little bit. Before we do so, let's readjust the steering wheel so that it's not the most down and forward position, so it's easier to remove. We'll go down and we'll go out towards us. All right, there it is. Okay, we'll set this aside in a safe location, and let's turn the car back off. If you're gonna get rid of that beeping noise, you could push down on this door sensor here. That will get rid of it. Okay, and then I removed the 2 Phillips screws right here to my left hand pointing finger, and also right here to the right. The screwdriver is pointing this hole right there. So all the way up in the front right here. Be careful not to drop it. Okay, so we got 1 up in the front and 2 on the sides. All right. Okay, and also more Phillips screws. We got 1 there. Okay, and we have the one on the other side, right at the same location. All right, let's remove those 2. All right, so we need a shorter screwdriver for this. Okay. Don't drop. Okay. Okay, all right, just be very careful. Moving this, it's getting caught. Okay, there it is. Okay. Okay, and let's remove these connectors for the head-up display. If you don't have a head-up display, you may not have these connectors. All right, and slowly, let's bring it out. Put this aside in a safe location. Let's leave it here for now. Okay, and that exposes this 10mm bolt right there. All that just to get that bolt. Okay, and let's remove it. Man, I gotta get a magnetic tool. I'm gonna take a chance. Okay, and let's get this out. All right, there we go. Okay, so let's remove the screen. Before we remove the screen, let's remove this vent here. Okay, just pull it out. All right. Okay, and there's a connector up here in the inside. Push down, release, and remove. Okay, leave this here, and let's remove that 10mm bolt. Oh shoot. Okay, And we're gonna work our way all the way to the left. From the right, just carefully taking your time, removing all the clips. I don't want to flex too much because plastic might crack. Trying to pull this out more. Okay, and once you get the screen out, go ahead and disconnect all the connectors behind it. Okay, always remembering to push down the release tab. And then let's also remove this piece here. Okay. Right here, there's a lot of connectors, just make sure you get all of them. All right guys, so we removed the whole entire dash. This is how it looks. If you look at the harness here, it looks a little different because it has our front camera installed. So that's how this is our harness here. So originally how your car will look, well, it's just like this. And this is a connector that was behind your radio, okay? So we have this harness here, we're gonna leave it, but just note that this is same as just having this, okay? All right, well, first start off by connecting these GVIF cables. This is it right here, the female side. Connects to the factory car side, like so. The male side here will connect to the screen, but before we connect it to the screen, let's route these two GVIF in and out cables. Okay, we're gonna go through the side here and we're gonna route it all the way to the passenger side. Okay, there's an opening here. And we're going to follow this line like so. And we're gonna tuck it behind here and we're gonna go through this way like so. And we're gonna mount the boxes back here, okay? Right there. All right, so when you're routing these cables, be very careful. These are heater pipes over here. They get really, really hot. You don't want these wires to touch those heater pipes because if it does, these wires will get hot and then your screen video quality will be affected. You might get black screen, scramble screen, or whatnot, but it'll be definitely be affected if this gets that heat. And these gets really hot. Okay, so leave the cable there for now. And next, let's connect the connectors behind the radio. So here are the two connectors. Okay, so we're gonna connect it behind this. Pull the radio out. So the connectors that we're going to be connecting to are right in the center. So I'm going to remove all these other connectors on top of it. Always push down on the release tab, pull on the connector. So remember that this brown one tucks in from the bottom. You're gonna try to keep it the same as the factory routing method, the best as you can, so that when you remount the radio, everything will go back in smoothly. So over here, I'm going to disconnect the middle and also one to the right. Okay, and just grab these two connectors. And let's connect it to, there are two matching connectors. And when you're connecting to this, one of these connector also matches to the connector all the way to the driver's side. So make sure you don't confuse and make sure you get these two connectors correct, okay? You're gonna be connecting it to those two connectors, not that one. That one is incorrect on the left. There it is. Make sure it's all the way in. All right, and then let's connect the other side in. Okay. Make sure it clips in all the way in. And let me reconnect the factory connectors back. Start off with this brown one. All right, so it was a little difficult to get the right camera angle, so let me recap what I just did. This is the brown, so we removed this. We also removed the blue, we also removed the gray, just so we could get to the two connectors right under it, the one to the right and one to the left here. Do not touch the one all the way to the left, all the way to the driver's side. Do not touch that one. We're only working with these two middle, and we used our plug-and-play harness. We connected the male side to the radio, the female side to the original car's harness. All right, so once that's done, we have these wires and cables. We're going to route it straight here towards the passenger side. We're gonna go behind the radio. It's gonna go behind this carpet here. Okay, you can route these wires and cables one at a time if you wish. Okay, and then it's going to tuck under the carpet. And from here, it will travel and mate with the factory harnesses on the bottom, and it'll go all the way to the right, just like that. All right, terrific. With all these cables over here on the right side, let's start connecting them. I'm gonna start off with our Dipswitch box. The correct configuration for this Lexus LC is 1, 6, and 8 on the down position. If you wanna confirm your setting, look under the box, you'll have a label that tells you that. All right, and here are our GVIF cable. One will be labeled in, and one will be labeled out. We're gonna grab the in, and we're going to connect to the outside, like that. And we're gonna grab the out, and we are going to connect it to the inner part, like so. Okay? Next, we will take bundle of wires and cables that we routed from back of the radio, and you'll see this on the other end, and this will connect here, like so. Okay? And lastly, for this Dipswitch box, we will connect our HDMI cable right here. Okay? All right, so this connection of this box is finished. I'll just leave it back there for now. Later on, we are going to mount it inside there, or we can also double-sided tape right here. Okay? So there's, of course, behind this cable. All right. Okay, next, let's grab our second box. This is our CarPlay Android Auto module. And let's check here. This is the power. We'll connect our power. And we have these two 3.5mm jacks. One says aux out. Aux out will connect to line out. Line out. It's the one all the way on the upper corner. Do not connect to external speaker. We still have customer who connects to external speaker. That is incorrect. You'll have audio issues, connect to line out. Like that, okay? External speaker is empty. Flip it over. Going to connect the mic in. Mic in. I'm gonna connect here. Right next to the USB plug, it says mic in. Next, we have our antenna, RF antenna, for wireless CarPlay and Android Auto connection. This will extend the range. We'll connect it here. It's just Wi-Fi BT antenna. All right. Next, let's take our USB extension cable, and we will connect this to our USB-A plug that you see right here. Just like that. And lastly, we will take our HDMI and we'll connect it right here, just like that. Okay, so everything is now connected. All right, so everything is connected. Next step is to test operation that everything's working well. And then we're going to reverse order everything we did, and that will complete the installation. And after we reverse order everything we did, we will organize these wires and cables a bit more, zip tie to the factory wiring, and we'll mount these 2 boxes, and that will finish the install. And I'll do a demonstration after that. All right, guys, so once we're at this step, we want to organize the wires and cables a bit. So let me show you how to do that. So the GVIF cable could actually come through here and loop here, or we can go straight down and do it. So it just depends on your preference. Let me follow the route of the other cables. So we'll go through here. Let me go behind the factory wiring. Go behind the bracket. Okay. Bring it behind, and we're gonna go like so. All right. And all these other cables here that we routed from behind the radio, we'll go behind the carpet, and then go from here under the carpet. We will join with our GVIF cable, and we'll go straight across right here, and we'll zip tie to these cables to the right. And we'll be mounting the Dipswitch box here, and we'll mount the CarPlay Android Auto module in that corner. Let me just unplug everything to organize the wires and cables, and we'll replug everything once the wires are organized. Oh, the USB. Where should I route the USB? I should route it towards the driver's side. Okay, so one thing that we forgot to do is route the USB cable to the driver's side. So this depends on where you want your USB. This is to charge your phone. It's also for wired CarPlay and Android Auto. We like to have it on the driver's side. It's easy access for the driver, especially for Lexus LC because it has that bar over here. So if you forgot to route it, you can do so from here. Push it in from the driver's side all the way out and catch it from this side. It's more easy. It's easier that way. If you try to put it in here, the area where the cable needs to go is very small. So push it from the driver's side. Just route it all the way through, and let's follow the routing of all our other cables. And our RF antenna, you can mount this anywhere. We will just put it behind the carpet here, passenger side. Just tuck it in. We will go through here and join in on our other harnesses. Okay, there it is. Just our wires and harnesses. I'm gonna bundle them up, tie them together, and we will start traveling all these wires together towards the passenger side. Make sure you don't cover this vent hole here. That's for your AC and heater. And we'll start zip tying them. Sorry for the weird wrist movement. It's because my wrist is hurting. It's coming back together. Man, when everything's out, it looks so chaotic. It looks like it's never gonna go back in place, right? Mm-hmm. But it somehow does. It's a miracle. All right, guys, when you guys add these foam tape, very important not to block these vent holes. There's these holes right here, 4 of them. All right, don't block them. That's how the box breathes and cools itself, okay? So make sure you don't block those. Hey, I will be mounting our Dipswitch box right here to the side of this flat plastic surface. Double-sided tape is not included with the kit. You will have to purchase this separately. Okay, it looks good. All right, and now I'm gonna mount this one. Okay, we are gonna tuck it in there. Before we do that, let me finish off the harness here. Plenty of space down here, so you won't have any issue finding any space. And also another note, when you're mounting these boxes, be very careful of the connection points, especially the HDMI connection point. You want to make sure it's not being pressed against it when you're mounting these boxes, because any excess pressure will break it. It'll break the circuit board inside and it won't be fixable, unfortunately. It's not repairable, so it'll be a very expensive replacement. All right guys, so we went ahead and organized our wires and cables. We mounted the two boxes. Let me show you what we did. So we followed the factory cable routing. We went all the way to the side. We mounted our Dipswitch box right here. There's a lot of space, double-sided taped it. You have to get your own double-sided tape and raise it up so that this connection point here is being covered from the box next to it, the factory box. And then if you look to the right, there's a lot of space over there, so we mounted our CarPlay Android Auto module in there with some foam tape. And we make sure that it does not move. It's in there really good. All right, so let me continue on by reinstalling our glove box and continuing on with the other interior parts. Here we go. Make sure to not forget to connect all your connectors back, okay? Okay, sweet. Okay, it looks good. First thing we want to do is change the resolution to its native, which is the 1280 by 480. Let's restart the system, turn the car off, turn it back on to see the change. Okay, I'm gonna push and hold the map button on this controller to switch the screen over to the CarPlay screen. There it is, and let's go to our phone, go to settings, go to general, CarPlay, and let's wait until it shows up. There it is. All right, there's the pairing code. Yeah, looks like everything is working as it should. All right, guys, we tested our product. Everything's working as it should. We're super excited. And now let's reverse order everything we just did and put everything back to the way it should be. Okay, I'll go for it. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Let's start screwing it in. And I'll put this back on. Continuing on. All right. Okay, now let's go to the passenger side. All right, and don't forget to plug in these connectors. And these are the ones you're going to use for the one with the larger washers. Okay, and then this piece right here, the back. Alright guys, so we just finished installing our S-Connect plug-and-play CarPlay Android Auto retrofit to this 2018 Lexus LC500. Let me show you how it works and let me try to be as detailed as possible. So right at the moment we have a iPhone and also an Android phone. Specifically, this is the iPhone 16 Pro and this is the Samsung S23 Ultra. It's compatible with the prior generation iPhones and Android phones as well, as long as the phone is supported by the CarPlay and Android Auto. So as long as it's not too old where it doesn't have CarPlay or Android Auto on the phone, it will be compatible. So here it is. I'm going to show you how it works with both. So at the moment, the device is paired to our Samsung phone. And when we first turn on the vehicle, because we already paired it and set it up with the phone already, the screen will automatically switch over to the CarPlay or Android Auto screen as soon as the phone makes the connection with our device. And because it works wirelessly, as soon as you turn it on, it will wirelessly connect and the screen will switch automatically to either CarPlay or Android Auto phone, depending on the phone you have. So let's give it a try. Okay, so for an Android phone, it'll briefly go to this 3 icon screen and then it'll switch over. Whereas if you have a CarPlay iPhone, it'll switch over to the CarPlay screen automatically. The Android Auto steps, it's a little bit different, it takes a little bit longer. So here it is, it loads very, very quickly, and you'll be using this touch screen here, so you can push down on the screen, drag it around, okay? And same thing, you can go back to the home menu, you could push down on the screen, swipe up and down. Okay, drag motion works, and you can use this for map applications like Google Maps, and you can use this for Google Assistant as well, so you can press the menu. Take me to Disneyland. Okay, Disneyland Park, start, and our guidance begins there. And if you want to play some music, you can use any of the music apps that you might have on your phone, such as Spotify, Pandora, YouTube Music. All of those will show automatically. And the audio is going to come out of the car speakers through the car's Bluetooth system. So it's important to have your phone connected to the car's Bluetooth system in addition to this CarPlay or Android Auto. So if you're connected wirelessly, your phone's going to be connected both wirelessly to our device and also through Bluetooth, car Bluetooth, the Lexus system, so that the audio goes through there. And while that's happening, your track up and down will continue to work. Your volume controls will also work as well. You can also use a dial. The only thing is you won't see the volume number change on the car screen, but you will hear it change. And if you want to go back to the native screen, if you want to go back to the native Lexus screen, you just have to push and hold the map button. It'll take you back to the native screen. Everything functions normally. Press and hold the map again, and it'll take you back to either the CarPlay or Android Auto screen. And if you want to make phone calls, you definitely could call your friends and so forth. And all your factory functions continues to work, such as your backup camera and all the other functions as well. If you want full screen map, do so like here. Give you the full screen map, press it again, give you a little split screen here. And if you want to switch your phone over, the first thing you want to do is go to the phone that is connected and turn off both Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. And you want to do it under the settings menu. Don't do it under the shortcut because sometimes everything doesn't disconnect. And then go to the phone that you want to connect to. In this case, let's connect to the iPhone. So we will turn on both Bluetooth and we'll turn on Wi-Fi as well. So this iPhone's already paired to the system as well, but it wasn't connected because we turned off the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Instead, it was connected to the Android device, so we turned it on again. Sometimes it'll reconnect automatically. If it doesn't, go to General, go to CarPlay, and locate this, and just press that twice, and that will refresh the connection between the phone and our CarPlay device. And there it is. This is wireless CarPlay. And alternatively, if you want to use wired CarPlay or wired Android Auto because you want your phone to charge at the same time, you definitely can. It also comes with a USB dongle here. It's a female, so you can just connect whatever cable you wish to connect and connect directly to your phone. This is Lightning. We have a USB-C, so if you have a USB-C, you can just connect it, and it also works with wired CarPlay or Android Auto while charging your phone, and it charges at 2.1 amps. And once again, guys, when you're switching over the phone, make sure your phone Bluetooth is also connected to the Lexus Bluetooth system. Otherwise, the audio is going to come out of the phone and not through the car speakers because the audio gets routed through the car's Bluetooth. Okay, so make sure you do that. And at the same time, all your favorite apps comes up. All the Apple CarPlay compatible apps will show automatically. There's Spotify here, okay? Play some music, track up and down continues to work. We got the volume up and down continues to work too. Oh, I forgot to mention on the Android Auto side, but your phone pickup button also continues to work. And if you want to summon Siri, you definitely can by pressing the menu button. What's the weather?
It's currently cloudy and 69
and there
degrees.
it is. The back button works as a back button. If you want to make phone calls, you can make phone calls here. You can also use your map application. Take me to Disneyland Park.
Getting directions to Disneyland Park.
And there it is.
Proceed to Rosecrans Avenue, then turn.
All right, and once again, press and hold the map button, take you back to the native screen. Right now, the device is paired to the iPhone, so if I turn off the car, turn it back on, it will switch over to the CarPlay screen automatically. Let me show you how that works. So car is off. Give it a few seconds for everything to disconnect. Okay, let's turn it on again. And there it is. Apple CarPlay automatically loads when the infotainment system loads and once our device connects to our system. As you can see, guys, our device works so seamlessly with the factory system. It's just like it came from the factory. That's why it is approved by Lexus. All right, guys, well, that concludes our installation demonstration video of our S-Connect CarPlay Android Auto plug-and-play system to this 2018 Lexus LC500. It's also compatible with other Lexus LC500 as well. That goes all the way up to the infotainment change that just recently happened. So it works with all those models. The newer models do come with CarPlay Android Auto already, so you probably don't need it for the newer ones. But if you have the older LC500, you want to update your infotainment system because you know you're going to keep this car for a really, really long time, then we have the solution for you. Don't hesitate, and if you're ready to buy the product right now, it's available at BeatSonicUSA.com. All right, guys, well, thank you guys for watching and supporting our channel and watching our videos. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. And if you are ready to purchase this product, it is available at BeatSonicUSA.com. It's in stock, and we can ship it out to you right away. On top of that, if you are looking for more cool accessories, electronics for your Lexus LC, we have other videos showing that. So we'll go ahead and link you in the comment. Go ahead and check those cool products out as well. And if you haven't yet, please help our channel by subscribing and also liking this video. It really helps us out a lot. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys on the next video.